Now what we're going to talk about are the bumps. Now the bumps is a term that's basically, as far as I know, it came from Kenny Weldon, a great amateur trainer, legendary trainer, the late Kenny Weldon, and then he helped train Evander Holyfield for a while, if I remember right. And what he taught and what really affected us in Texas was the bump. Now, of course, you do pivots and everything, but the bump is something that really plays off it, and there are some advantages to it. Now, we've talked about the bump before. If you look at the other videos, and you see when I set up the bump, I move my feet, that tap, 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 right? So it's like tap dancing, tap, tap, and then I'm out. I'm here, tap, tap, and then I'm out. Now you hear that? Your first reaction, probably when you saw that, if you hadn't seen it before, is all that dancing. You're not going to have your balance. You're not going to be, you're not going to have your foundation to the ground. Not true, grasshopper. And I'll show you. First of all, let me give you an example of how it would look when we're doing the same thing we just did with the pivots. And then I'll show you what it gains you when it comes to setting up for a shot, but also it gains you leverage, okay? So first, here we are, if we're here, and he was gonna throw that jab again, and I shift. You see, my feet pop, pop. And here, what I'm doing, instead of stepping out for a pivot, I didn't even take that step. I did this shift, and then it's a 1-2 switch. And here I am. Now, if I do that a little bit faster, so if you do that just a little bit faster, pop, I'm here. Now, say, well, is that really faster than the pivot? It is faster than the pivot. Now, there's also something you could call a jump, and you'll see guys do, well, they'll take a step and then they'll jump. What I'm doing is avoiding the step. It's a quick shift of the feet. So if I'm here in my steps, he throws the jab, pop. So I'm here, he throws the jab. See, I already shifted my feet. It's a 1-2 step. It's not a pivot. And then here I am. Okay, now what this does, because you can, as you've seen in some of the videos, when I'm doing, I can do a step and a kick out all the way here off the bump. I can do the same thing. I got my feet, a short kick out for an uppercut. I can do to the other side, short kick out for an uppercut, or switch and all the way out here. I'm not going to try to swing all the way out here on the right side. So what this does a couple things. One, pivoting, especially when you're new or when you're old like me, you can start getting stuck to the ground, okay? So you want to pivot and you switch. If you do it right, great. If you do it right, great. But it is very, one problem is people start boxing, they're kind of like stuck to the ground.
Stable.
They're stable, but they don't have a lot of movement. So if he's moving a bit, and you just follow me around a bit, he's moving a bit, pop, I can switch off him and force angles. So if he's still, come back over here. So if he's here, he's moving. I'm trying to do this and look at the camera. You see how easily I did that? Now, if he did the same thing, and he's moving a bit, yeah, I can switch off him. I mean, I've done this a long time, so I can do it. But look what I also can do. Let's go back and do the same thing. Here we go. Pop, I switched, right? Maybe he throws the right hand, I come under, I can switch because I'm used to these tiny switches, okay? And I can always get that angle behind him. I'm not sure if we're in the camera complete there, but there's another advantage, okay? Now, these bumps, a lot of times you'll see them, the whole Kenny Weldon school, he taught lots of amateurs, okay? What other advantage did it give you? Well, obviously, when you box, a lot of times you wind up, bam, right here, okay? Now what am I gonna do? I can't pivot that well because he's pushing on me, right? I certainly can't pivot to this side. And the whole time he's probably trying to hit me and stuff. But look at this, when we comes in, even if we come in, I don't have to step around him. Look at this. I do that move with my feet for the bump, and then I'm all the way over here. And you see, he's bigger than me, he's stronger than me, and just that move pushed him off. Now look at the other side. If we did the same thing, and I came down here, and he's leaning on me, right? But I do the bump, I switch my feet, bam! no problem. Look at that. He fell backwards. I didn't even try. So if you get used to, when you're in the corner, getting these switches, right? Or even you can do a shift. Pop. I can even get low. I can get real low, shift my feet and punch, okay? If I get real low, then I gotta try to take a step and pivot. Well, you guys try that at home, you'll see. Not so easy. But there's another thing to think about with the bump. If you're in the corner, and I'll do a video and talk about how to get out of the corner, which especially if you're an older guy and you want to do a fight night and you get caught in the corner and you're sparring against some younger guy, because a lot of them will be, it's like, oh my God, I'm stuck. This is one thing you can do to get out of the corner. I'll show you kind of a semi-legal way and then a more legal way, but here's kind of a preview of that. Say I'm stuck in the corner here, right? Roman's jumping on me. He doesn't want to let me out of the corner. He's got me in the corner. I got a big problem because he's going to be smashing me. Now, well, I don't want to do it there. I might fall off the balcony. But anyway, okay, come here. So what if when it's like that, there's a couple things I can do. If I try to move this way and he cuts me off, even if I'm in the corner, because I shift my feet on the bump, I can still get out. And look, we're still right here in the corner, but now I'm behind him. I didn't have room to do a step out. I didn't have room to do a full twist. But look, watch this. What if he comes and he throws the right hand and I get under, right? Now I can do kind of the semi-legal move, which I'm like, you know, we cut up. And then what I do is a lot of guys, they'll try to pull him back. But see, Roman's too heavy. If anything, we both fell down probably. But if I use the bump, we'll do the same thing. I use the bump, I came in, and now because I got my feet on the bump, and then I can, watch this, pop, no problem. See that? And I'm old, no problem. Why did that happen? Because I'm not trying to pivot or pull him. I got my feet, and I switch my feet around, and suddenly he's behind me. Yeah, suddenly he's behind me, and that wasn't hard for me to do. That's not that legal, especially in the amateurs. They'll get you for that, for pulling and holding. But if the same thing, if we're here and he throws the right, bam, and I'm stuck in the corner, even if I'm just like this, boop, you see that? I'm ready to punch. He's off his feet or moving backwards. I didn't grab him, I didn't do anything, okay? Now, last thing, which I'll add in to finish for the camera overheats, it's hot out here. Some of you guys are really into kickboxing, okay? Now, if you're into kickboxing and you try to do a pivot out, you'll see yourself, it's hard to get the kick after that because you are glued to the ground, okay? So a lot of kickboxers, they're standing there kicking. I used to do this a long time ago. And then you want to pivot, well, man, he's gonna kick, that foot's coming. Or maybe that foot. But if you're here, even from a distance, if you're here, you do this bump. Now I've changed my angle. He was probably wanting to kick me, but when I change my angle, the bump, it's a very natural thing to follow with that kick. The same thing on this side. If I bump, right, kick out, bam. You don't have to do it just for boxing. You can use it under these applications. Okay, that's probably enough for today because it's hot. This is a long video. But like, subscribe. Thanks to Roman for helping me. Thanks you didn't try to knock my head off or anything like that. We'll be back soon. I hope you like this and come back to see us soon. Bye-bye.